What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. We got a little challenge for myself today. You might remember I did a similar challenge at the end of, I think it was Season 3, 2021. We did that in the Skippy at Long Beach, farming to get towards 2k. Well, weirdly enough, or concerningly enough, or perplexing... Yeah, let's go with perplexing. Perplexingly enough, the iRating is creeping up closer and closer towards 3k, so the plan, I'm starting to find racing a little bit boring, to be honest, at the minute. I seem to keep getting strung out in races and not really having anyone to race with, so the plan is I'm going to start stopping qualifying, basically. I'm going to starting the races further back in the on the grid, see if we can make our way through the pack at any point and hopefully get some more wheel-to-wheel racing. But before we do that, I wanted the little accolade of trying to get the 3k badge. So the weapon of choice is the Formula Renault 2.0 at Sebring. Sebring, you probably know already, is a track that I'm really quite fond of. I know the track really well. The Formula Renault, not so much, though. It's not a car that, well, I've not driven it for absolutely ages. Last time I did drive it was at Long Beach, and it managed to, well, I managed to spin it coming out the hairpin a numerous amount of times. So yeah, it's a bit of a deadly car for me. I've not always got along with it particularly well, but participation in this series tends to be fairly low, which if you're trying to do a bit of an iRating farm and you're closer towards the pointy end of pace, you want something with a bit of a lower participation. So yeah, Sebring, Formula Renault 2.0, that's the weapon of choice. 7-race blast thriller coming up in this one, so let's jump on into the first race, see how we get on. On a bit of a farming mission here. Formula Renault 2.0 at Sebring. Want to get to 3k before we lose it all in various series. Qualified 5th, spun on my second qualifying lap, which would have put me, I think, 3rd on the grid. And actually we need to make up one position just to gain any positive iRating at all, so need to have a good run. See how we get on. Get a decent start at least. Tried to make sure I left room on the outside there. Two have gone behind us. All right. Got a mega start off the line there. It really got us out of trouble. Not sure who the cars were that crashed. Just trying to really respect the car while it's on cold tyres, especially. Heavy cold tyres. Can't remember the last time I was leading a race, to be honest. It's a 14 lapper. Not sure how this car evolves through a run. I would hope as it gets lighter and lighter it'll get nicer and nicer to drive. This is where I spun in quali. Maybe just cutting in a little bit too tight to the bump on the inside there just unsettled the car. Alright, one lap led then. I just pulled for a gear that didn't exist then. Got a feeling Eric behind might be faster, to be honest. Always easier to follow than it is to lead, especially in a car that's so unknown to me. Last time I drove this was Long Beach last season. Sticks a nose in but doesn't commit to it. Won't fight him too hard if he does have the pace, especially down the back straight. I'm quite happy to just follow him for a little bit. Gets a good run and he's got the toe of course as well. More than happy to follow him for a bit. Don't know what the aero understeer is like in this car, to be honest. Got a decent gap to P3 behind us. Certainly there was some. Not too bad though. Big twitch for Eric. Massive sideways moment there. Just pushing hard to try and build a gap then. See if we can just stay in his toe. I am running the safer of the setups. The unsafe one, I just didn't really have much feeling in it. It was a bit too unsafe for me. Had a very unexpected, untelegraphed spin in practice, and I just thought, I don't want that to happen in the race. Threw a safe setup on it. Alright, Eric is pulling a gap then. I need to be a bit more aggressive this lap. Even in the toe it looks like he's pulling away. I wonder if he's just running a super low downforce setup, and maybe I've got a click of extra wing. So I need to make it all up in the twisty sections then. Thought I'd clip the wall on the way in. And we've gone. Alright, that'll give us something to chase then. Let this one go. I just get so little feeling out of this car. Maybe just a little too trigger happy on the loud pedal there. Paid the price for it. Like to think if that's happened to me, it can happen to the guys ahead as well. But it's possible it's just a Lack of practice in this car for me. Oh god. Terrible line through there. Jesus. Disappointing. Wasn't ideal that. And that was on the supposedly safer of the setups, just around she went. Little to no warning. Still 10 laps left, so a lot of story to unfold. A 5-second gap to catch for P2 ahead. Here we go then, last lap. A 1.2 for me last lap. He did, oh, also 1.2. Eric's had a problem out in front, did a 2:04 last lap. Oh, we're so close to the 1 second window. Even if we got down the 1 second window down the back straight, we wouldn't have enough to actually draft past him. Going board sliding, that's going to be the end with a slowdown. Damn it. Alright, here we go again then, take 2. Qualified P2 this time. And it's lights out, away we go. Another decent start. Taking the outside line, we didn't actually need to brake for turn 1 that time. Bit of a twitch from the back end. The number 1 car and the number 3 car both opted not to qualify. So the number 4 car behind us and me took the first two slots on the grid. Bit messy through there for us. Won't fight Zach too hard again, just like the last race. Gone for the outside though. Oh, it pinches us. Looked like a net code to be fair, we got a 0x for it. I couldn't have got any tighter to that curve to be fair. Got a 4x now for it. All right. So Didier, I think, is the one I got to watch out for coming through the field. He's got the highest iRating. See if we can finish the job now. Avoid the death bumps through here. Alright, lap 1 led again. That happened last time too. P2 is spun. And Didier in the number 1 car is down in 9th. We're all falling by the wayside here. Gonna have to have a look at that incident with Zach at the end of the race and see what happened. I mean, I never got a sort of like a bump through the steering wheel, so potential net code. From memory, I couldn't have got any close to the apex, to be fair. He sort of tried to squeeze down on us. As always, of course, if I have a look and I've run him out of road, then I'll send the apology. I was quite looking forward to a good race with him, to be fair, or at least trying to hold on to his coattails. It was a good sort of 3/10 faster, I think, in qualifying. A good amount of time, anyway. Wasn't it? Well, there we go then.
And I've just found that's the way it happens sometimes. You won. You just toyed with these people.
I've saved you from a very boring race there, lapping around by ourselves. Got a P1 and 60 more iRating in the bag. Well, that turned out to be an easier win than I was expecting. I had another look at that initial incident with Zach. In fact, we were chatting on voice chat through the race. He came back out of the pits directly behind me. In fact, no, sorry, he was just in front of me, and then he kind of pulled over, waited, and then he even said on voice chat he was going to just sort of try and follow me around and intimidate me. But I got chatting with him anyway and just sort of said, like, you know, I didn't know what had happened. And in the end, he sort of said that maybe he should have been more patient, and he had outright pace. I don't know if my car had been damaged through that, but he was consistently a second a lap faster after he'd got his fast repair. So don't know if he got a bit of a suspension damage or what, but yeah, in the incident itself, it did just squeeze down a little bit. There's a massive amount of net code, like we weren't anywhere near, which was unfortunate. It would have been good to have had a good battle with him. I don't know how much battling would have actually taken place. I think it had just vanished off into the sunset, but no, it was good to get chatting with him, and in the end, he sort of said like he'd been a bit impatient, and thankfully for me, looking back through the incident, I probably didn't do anything out of line or anything like that. It was just an unfortunate one from netcode. So picked up a win, nice chunk of iRating. Let's head on to race 3. All right, race number 3 on the quest for 3K, followed by P3. And finishing P3 apparently will only get me 28 iRating. So I need to make up some positions. I think I'm faster than the guy in P2, but the guy in P1 was significantly quicker in quali. I'm not sure we'll have anything to answer with or to say against his pace. Didier, the number 1 car from last race, is in this one again, and again has not qualified, so he'll probably be looking to charge through the field. See how we get on. Alrighty, here we go then. The red lights are up. And we are green flag. Another good start. Passer on the inside there left us very little room. I just saw a wheel coming into vision and opened the steering wheel even further. Sebastian in it, and then Guillaume behind us. Probably the closest start we've had so far, to be fair. Me hitting red line like that's not going to help anything. Sebastian already putting the gap on us. She's a bit slidey. Lots of stabs of the throttle and corrections of the steering there.
Right side.
I guess he's coming through there then, is he? Jesus. Terrifying. I don't know if that was as bad as it felt at the time, but that felt like it was about... Oh, that seemed in my rearview mirror like it was just about to run straight into the back of us. Didier is already back up to 4th behind us. Chunder steering badly through T1. Alright, might actually have a race on this one. He runs a little bit wide there. Didn't quite get the drive off to take advantage of it though. Got to be conscious of Didier behind us as well. We've run out of talent again. Rear's locked under braking there. Weird. Imagine if I do get to this 3k driving like this. Holy cow. The most undeserving 3k ever. Fingers crossed as these two get close, they'll slow each other down a smidge. I should be able to catch back up onto the tail of them. Certainly in practice just now I was way faster than Guillaume. Just got spooked by him appearing to drive into the back of us. Would rather see the full 14 laps rather than it have ended on... That was the end of lap 1 when that happened, wasn't it? Brakes are just a little bit all over the place still. Couple of little micro lockups. Didier's got the position, swipes across. Super aggressive. They didn't lose that much time there either, annoyingly for me. Starting to put a little bit of time back into Guillaume. Back up to 0.5, or back down to 0.5 I should say. Didier's absolutely running away with it. Bad understeer for me through there. Not really driven this car enough to know how bad the chunder is, but I've got my answer. It's bad. Bit of a curb clip for Guillaume there into turn 2, I think that was. Car just started to slide on the power there. Decent run out there for me. Still only sitting at the 0.5 gap though. Felt like I'd been faster than him through that section. But it felt like a nice clean section for me at least. I thought I'd have closed it more time than I did. It's gone fairly wide there. Maybe that's just the line, I don't know. Start putting him under some pressure, I reckon. Force him offline, see if anything comes of it. Got quite a big gap to the guys behind, so I wouldn't normally probably fight too hard at this point in the race, but can't see the guys behind us catching, if I'm honest. Another slide on the power. Got the aero wash on the brakes that time. Alright, need to find a better place to do it then, I reckon. Need to be more decisive as well. Didier and Sebastian are fighting at the front there. I lost quite a bit of time that lap just in aero understeer and stuff like that. Regroup and try again. Bit deep from Guillaume there. Compromises exit a little bit. Consider this aero understeer that we've spoken about. Got a back marker to contend with as well. We got away with it pretty scot-free there, to be fair. I wasn't entirely sure where the back marker was going. I don't think Guillaume was either. Oh, I've got a 4X for that. That was Sebastian. Hopefully that was just a netcode and didn't actually get any damage there. The error watching this car so bad. Just understeering through every corner. Just need to keep remembering to be patient on the throttle, not just stab at it. Same with the brakes, nice and smooth. He was on a compromised line, but I had to lift as well. It's the closest we've been coming down the back straight towards sunset. Oh, double shifted. That was annoying. Should get it this time, would have thought.
Still there. Clear on the right.
Run away!
Car on your left. Still there, hold the line. Clear. Car on your left.
Fun little battle. I'm very close to running out of talent.
Car on your left. Clear.
It's definitely going to get me down the back straight again. Always run wide. That might be all the chance we need. Run away. Run away, little Renault. He needs to drive faster than he's driven, or I've seen him drive all afternoon now to catch this gap. I just need to make sure I don't do anything stupid. Keep lapping like I know how to. Pound the lap times out. That was certainly not the line through sunset. Brake trace looked okay, don't really know what happened there, maybe I forgot to turn in. Anyway, last lap. Just gonna take it steady, don't need to do anything stupid. Little wag of the back end as I came out the hairpin there. Kind of anticipated that coming, to be honest, so I only went to half throttle. Wait for it to settle down a little bit. I don't know if we're going to catch this back mark before the checkered flag. I'm not awfully bothered about even getting past him, to be honest. Kind of thinking if I don't get too close, it won't put him under pressure, it won't do anything erratic, I guess, or unpredictable. We'll all get home nice and safe. That'll be another 40 IR in the pot, according to Race Labs. That'll take us over 2.9 for the first time. Alright, this one felt like a bit more of an authentic one, to be honest. P2 at Sebring. Didn't have any answer for Didier, to be fair, but yeah, we'll take a P2. Had to fight for it with Guillaume behind us. Thankfully for us, we came out on top on this one.
Good job, very good job.
Alright, new day. We'll try again.
We put in plenty of fuel to finish the race.
Big grid this one in comparison, got 12 cars on the grid, I think it is. Qualified P4 for this one. How we get on yet again. Here we go then.
Green flag.
Another semi-decent start, not as good as what it has been. We're actually going to have to lift here, we're boxed in.
Left side. Stay on the right. Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
Wasn't sure if he was going to stick his nose back in, so I left him space. He's the number one car, and I've seen in previous results he's been pretty fast in the races, so not sure if he'll stay behind us for too long. Hopefully the guys around him will give him a bit of a fight, and us three at the front can run away a little bit. I think for the first time since I've been trying to do this, we actually split into two different races this time. This is the upper of the two splits, of course. Oh, bit of lock in there. That compromised that whole section for us then. Just think about the aero wash. Alright, lap 1 complete, P3. Supposedly getting us 36 iRating as it stands. Wrestling it a bit. It's a 4-horse race at the front here. Sort of dropped P5 onwards. It's taken the most focus by far as this one. Especially based on qualifying evidence, I'm the slowest out of this pack of 4, so let's see how we get on. It was only the good start that got me ahead of the number 1 car behind us. Another terrible line from me coming out onto this back straight here. Ran wide through sunset. Not going to fight this too hard. I'm happy to be 4th in the queue, to be honest. He doesn't stick the nose in the end. Oh no! Oh, that's fully dead. Hit the damn curb. All that work we've put in so far, that's going to be a massive losses now. God damn. Well, we'll go ahead and christen that one as not ideal. That was the first time I've spun off that curb. Definitely in this car, sort of through this challenge. I don't know if maybe that happened when we were practicing for the for the LMP2 events there. It certainly hasn't happened in a race that I can remember. So yeah, that was a real surprise to find the car suddenly swapping ends there. A 4-minute tow around Sebring, so that put us right at the back of the grid. A couple of people crashed out of the race as well. But that gave us a hefty loss of iRating of minus 69 points. So that's not ideal. That's definitely not ideal. And without a complete spoiler alert, it kind of set us on a bit of a downward spiral for the rest of this challenge. Let's jump straight on in. This will be sort of race 5 of the challenge. Second one of this new day. Jump on in and see how it goes. Well, here we go again.
We put in plenty of fuel to finish the race.
Finished P10 in the end in the last one. Lost around 70 iRating, so back down to 2869. Qualified P5 for this one, spun in my second lap in quali. Don't think it'd have advanced me any further, to be honest, even if I'd finished the lap. P5 will get me 24 IR apparently.
You too.
If we can make a position or two, see what happens. Here we go then. What? Why did that happen this time?
Dude, why are you gonna chart over like that?
Oh no. Now we've got it all to do. Holy cow, why did the start not work then? Right in amongst the rat pack now. Weird, very weird.
I don't understand, man. If y'all don't want to start the race, start from the fucking pit.
This is not going well. What is going on here? Track temp's pretty cool. I don't know what's going on with the car. Tyres just feel like they've got no integrity to them whatsoever. I didn't realise we've still got a massive slowdown to serve. Well, we've got some work to do now. Holy cow. What the heck? We're so far behind the pack as well. That's exactly what happened in qualifying, just locking up going into the hairpin there. I'll have to look back at the traces after the race, or sort of probably when I'm editing this. I've got no real idea why it locked up there. Braked earlier than normal. I didn't feel like I'd absolutely smashed the brakes or anything. We're losing another 53 iRating as it stands. Jeez Louise. Got a tried and tested start method this entire time. Do the same thing again this time and the wheels just light up and spin. We go backwards off the start line. That wasn't too bad. I think we're P9 after that and probably would and should have caught the guys ahead of us at that point, but we're a bit out of it now, aren't we? 8 seconds behind P9 even. Well, no more freebies. Pace suggests we probably would have finished one position ahead, P7, on pace low. It's hard to know how much the draft was helping the guys ahead of that though. Obviously we've had no draft for the remainder of the race, so yeah, good. Gonna lose a little bit more for our sins.
There's the flag. It's over.
Well, this is the last one of these we're doing.
We put in plenty of fuel to finish the race.
Sixth race so far. Our current rating is 2860. So I think we're only net gain of about 40 when we started this little challenge yesterday.
If you don't want to start the race, start from the pits. Good luck.
So yeah, apparently 35 iRating if we finish in third position. But the number one car is starting behind us, so I'll have to see how we get on. I had a look through of the last race, just smashed the brakes going into the hairpin, so that fucked everything up. That's why we had the little problem. I'm still none the wiser about what happened at the start, but I've adjusted the clutch setting ever so slightly to try and stop it from happening again. So let's see how all of that pans out and if it works as expected. Here we go then. Alright, better this time, thankfully. Whoa, I've understeered massively. Nearly killed him. Definitely not intentional.
Still there.
Just gonna try and pin it around it.
Clear on the right.
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh my lord. Imagine trying to get to 3k iRating and so far having managed to find the barrier on just about every single corner of the first sector of Sebring. Yeah, this is not going well. This is not going well whatsoever. I said at the start of race 6 it was going to be the last. Can't possibly do it. Let's jump on into race 7. Please, get a better result, please. Well, I know I said the last race was going to be the last, but I can't leave it on that note. Crashing out of 3 races on the road today. This is possibly going to be a lesson of not just keeping on going when you're on a bad streak, as we potentially crash out of race 4 of the day. Or, fingers crossed, we make up a couple of positions and we can end it on a little bit of a high. the rating is now lower than when we started. So if we can get back to 2.8k at least, and then put it down. I think we're on like 279 or something like that, so apparently 5 iRating for finishing 6th where we are right now, where we've qualified. So if we can stay here or gain a position or two, might get back to 2.8. We shall see. Here we go then. Alright, a good start. No wheel spin this time. Just going to try and take it nice and steady. Why are we 3 wide going in turn 1? Terrifying. Leader's gone. I'm glad they backed out of that one. Don't mind losing a few positions, we're still alive. God, we are if he didn't cut across anyway. Alright. There's one off on the grass there. Car on the inside spun. Very close to contact with these two ahead. See if we can get him offline for this sequence. Oh, I hit the limiter, that's not going to help. Alright, messy little first lap. Maintained our 6th position, having lost it all and then got it all back again. Might have been a spinner in the hairpin there, was there? Nope, got saw smoke. Might have just been dust kicked up from running up the inside there. Sergio slowing us both down quite a lot, but won't let us go. Alright, give him Sam to play with. Let's see if we can start catching these guys ahead. Ryan Murray ahead of us is a new name. Not seen that name over the last few days.
You got a slow car on the left.
D2 had a spin. You useless person.
You knocked your wheels out of alignment.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Well, I think it's safe to say that this challenge did not quite go according to plan. Yeah, I mean, we started at 2.8 and finished at 2.7, trying to get to 3. So, yeah, no, that's not quite right. Messaged Julian after the race. He was a complete arsehole, so I hope he gets a packet loss next time he's about to win a race, like on the white flag lap. Hope he gets a packet loss and disconnects. Yeah, that'll show him. No, it was just an absolute guy about it, to be honest. I mean, he's understeered straight into us, ended our race, and he was just like, yeah. There was a bit of netcode involved, but it attracted into us anyway. He just didn't leave any space, and he took the responsibility and maturity of a small child. So good on you, Julian. Hope I never have to race with you again on track. It'd be cool if iRacing had a way to like block people. It probably wouldn't work with the splits, especially with the Formula Renault or like a series that's running fewer splits. But it'd be cool if you could just literally never have to race with someone again. But if that's possible, let me know. It'd be good to know. But yeah, I think this whole challenge just sort of goes to show that it is pretty tough at the top. I mean, I remember doing the 2K challenge, thinking 2K was like super fast, like so unachievable, and same with 3K. But I mean, 2 and 3K, like, it's still not really that fast. But I think as the number climbs higher and higher and higher, actually gaining more or staying at that level gets harder and harder. I mean, Rudy, we've seen in quite a few races, and same thing, I've seen him be in the pits, crashed out in 12th, at least half of the races that we've been in through this challenge. So yeah, I think getting to the top and staying at the top is always going to be challenging, especially when you're jumping into like a completely foreign car like this. Like, to jump into this and try and be kind of like peak of the game, head of like top of the race, front of the race through the whole challenge, it's been a good learning experience. I mean, I've not crashed out of this many races since I think the season that I did the Radical. So yeah, the Formula Renault was definitely a tricky car to get the hang of, or get back in the hang of. For whatever reason, there's not much feeling comes through the wheel for me, so it's one of the few times I've ever had to turn the force feedback up on it. Normally it sort of calibrates itself pretty well. But anyway, enough rambling. I will try this challenge again at some point. Skippy is at Charlotte Roval this week, which is one of the few tracks of this Skippy season that obviously it's a free content, that one, so it's one that I own. So yeah, I might try again in Skippy. It was good to us last time when we tried to get the 2K, so let's maybe try again for 3K. But that's going to be everything for this one, so I hope you've enjoyed watching me miserable and suffering throughout this. Like I say, it's been a pretty good learning experience, to be fair, and I feel like I've got to know Sebring even better than I did before, so that's got to be a bonus. But yeah, that's going to be everything, so you know the drill. If you liked it, like it. If you've got anything to say, then comment it. If you want to share it to your mates, then share it to your mates. Subscribe if you're new and not done that already. Other than that, take it easy and look after yourself. I will catch you in the next one.